Hey guys, this is just a reminder that if you've not checked out the new JayPlays design on TeePublic, that today is the last day it will be on sale. So if you've wanted to pick up a JayPlays t-shirt or notebook or phone case, today is the last day you'll be able to get it for that discounted price. If you are interested, you can find a link to the store in the video description. Thank you guys so much for your time and enjoy the video. Hello everyone and welcome back to Cattails, and we are here with Auberon, who's just cleaned out his den, and it is a nasty stormy day. It's very thunderstormy. It's not a good day to be traveling, but that is exactly what Auberon intends to do. He's gonna head out into the storm, and oh boy, it's really rainy out here, and I think he would stop in and say goodbye to Savannah here because he's got his entire all the belongings he has, basically, he's got him here in his inventory, and he's preparing to head up to the mountain domain. Auberon, I was just thinking about you. Stay a while and let's chat. I feel like this is kind of her saying, hey, don't think about saying goodbye. You know, Auberon, being crazy or weird sometimes isn't enough. Aw. Well, yeah. I mean, that is true. It's good to... Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure how to respond to that, honestly. I'm trying to interpret that in regards to the current situation, but maybe that's a sort of her way of saying, you know what, follow your dreams, do what you think you need to do, because that's what he's going to do. And he's going to be heading off to the mountain domain here, and a lot of you guys have said that maybe he would try and give Robin the rose before he tries to join the mountain domain, and perhaps he would. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, really, Savannah has been the only thing holding him there. Oops, that's right, we don't actually have anything we can carry. Well, let's have a frog for the road, keep our food up. Don't worry, even though it's at 100%, it can go up beyond that. It just doesn't display unless you're above 125% or 150%. But really the only thing holding him back has been Savannah, and it does sound like she's gotten to the point where she's accepting of the fact that he's ready to leave. And I mean, he bought the conch shell. At this point in time, there's really not much holding him back, and so I think he's got a very good reason to head up to the mountain domain, because there's so much more for him there than there is in Mystic. He just really hasn't gotten along with anybody other than Savannah, and of course Savannah is a traveler herself, and so it's not like he wouldn't be able to see her again. He can go visit her when he wants to, but we're gonna head up here through the dark and the storm. It's really quite a miserable day to make this journey. The poor guy is probably getting drenched out here. It is just absolutely terrible weather to be traveling in, really. But he's determined, and in a way it's a good time to make it as well, because no one would really expect him to be out in such a storm, and he can kind of slip away and perhaps be a little bit less immediately noticed. But I think he'd come up here and he's gonna go try and find Jag, because Jag is the one who could give him entrance to the mountain domain, and Jag is right down here. So I think Auberon would approach him. It's just Auberon. Let's go ahead and we'll join the mountain domain. Interested in joining up at the mountain domain, huh? I'm sure Leo wouldn't mind. If you join us, we'll move all your stuff from your old den to your new one. We'll also make sure your spouse and kittens find you here if you have them. Well, we don't just yet. Fair warning, though, you'll lose a lot of respect with the colony you're leaving. Are you sure you want to join the mountain domain? Okay. So, I'm going to hit no just for now, because he's going to go ahead. He's kind of just making sure it's even a possibility, because the first thing he's going to do here is he's actually going to take this rose to Robin and see how she responds. And I feel like he'd be a little bit shy, because the first time he did this, it didn't go so well. Not to mention, it's not exactly the very beautiful day to ask such a question, but I think he would kind of quietly come up to her and be like, Robin, what can I do for you, Auberon? Oh, Auberon, this is for me? You're giving this to me? That's great. I'd be happy to date you, Auberon. Be seeing you around. Oh, so it's official now. I feel like that would be the last thing he'd be looking for. And at this point, he would... Where'd Jag go? Jag has gone. Jag has disappeared. I think Jag must have... He came up here. Okay, good. I feel like that would be the thing that would settle him on this, and that to know he's making the right decision. And we're going to go ahead and join the mountain domain, and we're going to lose a lot of respect with the Mystic colony, and understandably so. But here we go. Great, welcome aboard. We have a spare cave that you can use as your den on the east side of town, just beside the waterfall. You can come on in immediately and make yourself at home. Welcome to the mountain domain, Auberon. So, yeah, we lost all of our respect with Mystic, and I can understand that. I feel like Auberon would avoid them quite determinedly, because to them, he may as well be a traitor. After all, Mountain and Mystic really don't get along at all. So I feel like he would settle in. He put his treasures here. This was actually something that Robin gave him, and he has a few fireflies that he'll keep. Those kind of remind him of home, and maybe of Savannah too, because she sells them, and so she's always had them in her shop. So these kind of remind him a little bit of his old home in some ways. I feel like he was attached to the place in some ways, but he never really got attached to a lot of the people. And that's kind of in a nutshell what happened with him. And so he'll keep this lunar butterfly as well. And we'll put this northern emerald. I think that was something he caught, I believe. And we'll put a turtle shell here. This is kind of his Robin things area. Because he, I think he actually got that turtle shell from her, but she certainly does love them. And then the conch he needs to keep somewhere here, because that was from Savannah. That was kind of, well, he bought it from her, but I imagine it's kind of such a rare thing that it's kind of in a way too, it's kind of a memory of her, but he knows he'll need it as well for the Forest Guardian. So he's going to hang on to that until the very end, though, because it does remind him quite a bit of Savannah. And I think, let's see here. Is there anything else we want to leave? I'll leave one of these marigold here, but for now, I think we'll let him settle in, and he will probably, maybe he'll keep, I think he'll keep his toad over here, because that, again, he's used to eating those quite a bit, to the toads and the frogs, and he may not quite get as much of that, but I feel like he would come and visit with Robin again, and just kind of say hello and see how she's doing. Hey Auberon, I was just thinking about you. It makes me so happy to be dating you, dear. Oh, you're practically all I can think about lately. Oh my goodness, that's so sweet, Robin. Oh, okay, I feel like he'd be quite happy about that, although I imagine he'd want to find some place to get out of this rain. It's quite miserable out. And yeah, I think he would probably want to maybe just do a little bit of hunting and then settle in as quickly as possible, if there's even any prey. Oh, and some of you guys have been saying that if we go to the video settings, we can turn on fancy map. Let's see what that is. Oh, so that shows details on here. Yeah, some of you guys have been talking about that. And I am aware that R sorts my inventory. I just don't usually use it because I like seeing things in the order that I got them. So I get that comment a lot. Did you know that R sorts your inventory? Yeah, I did know. I just don't often use it. So let's see if we can catch some food here. He might have to get used to squirrels. And here's a crow. I wonder if he would like crows very much. We'll see. But that's really kind of cool because this shows details about the area. And that's honestly a very, very nice thing to have. Okay, we got another crow. We might have to get used to having crow for a while. And maybe let's eat a squirrel. Yeah, squirrels are nice. Okay. Let's head off this way and see, and oh wow, that's really cool because you can see the different regions. You can see that it's you can see where the terrain changes. You can see the water. That's important. And oh, Arthur's crossing the river there, but I feel like it's late. Auberon's probably tired from the long journey. He's probably a little bit insecure about, oh, is he going to be a target of Mystic now? Are they going to hate him forever? I mean, he definitely lost all his reputation with them. And he's confident in Savannah and how she feels, but at the same time, he's kind of worried about that still. He doesn't want there to be a conflict, let alone to be the source of one. So we're going to go ahead, though, and we'll save our game, and we'll go to sleep and let him sleep through the night and kind of get settled in here. And hopefully the next day will be a little bit better. Light rain, that's better. not so stormy, but still pretty rainy, and still a little bit damp out, but not nearly as bad. It's very early in the morning, and it looks like I don't even think anybody's awake yet. It really doesn't look like many of the cats are up. I don't see anyone. Leo's up. Let's visit with Leo. Our domain faces many challenges lately, Auberon. My mother was the leader of the mountain domain before me, and if I ever have a child, they will likely become leader after me. Oh, wow. That'd be a lot of responsibility, honestly. I feel like Auberon is glad, because it seems like Leo does trust him more now that he has joined the colony. Leo kept making kind of telling comments about, I don't know why you're here, Auberon, sort of. And so I feel like he would feel better now that it does look like Leo trusts him at least a little bit more. We're not going to go for that rabbit. But yeah, you can see all the things that could block your path. Oh, I think he'd see this and recognize it because he knows that Robin likes Valerian. So I think he'd hang on to that for her sake. And here is a frog! I feel like he'd be overjoyed to see a frog up here because frogs are one of his favorite foods. Whether or not he can catch it is another thing. Oh, because it's right at the edge of the river. Okay, be careful, Auberon. Don't fall in. He got it. Good. Okay. Because he does so love the taste of frog. And unfortunately, Robin does not share that with him. But at the same time, he is, he's quite fond of it. And I feel like that would remind him a little bit of some of the things that he did like about living in Mystic Colony. And he'd feel a little bit more assured now that perhaps things aren't gonna, perhaps it's not gonna be as big of a change as he thought it was in some ways. Because he just didn't get along with anyone super well down there. He really just didn't. The only one really was Savannah, and of course she's a bit of a wanderer, a bit of a rogue herself in some ways. And so that's kind of that's something that he can relate to, just not feeling like he has a spirit of adventure for sure, but I feel like he could probably settle down better in Mountain Domain than he could in Mystic Colony. Alright, we got another frog. That's good. I feel like that would make him happier. How is our swimming? He's been upping it. We could probably up it again, but I think he might want to, well, I feel like he would up his swimming because he hasn't done too many of the challenges, so he hasn't quite faced the same things that, oh, here's a bunch of Mountain Domain cats. But he hasn't quite faced the same challenges that Larkin has when it comes to bringing back the Guardian, so I don't think he would work on boosting his fighting yet because he has been trying to be a lot more peaceful lately. And I feel like he would come trotting up to Robin and proudly present her with a bunch of Valerian here. Hey, Auberon, I was just thinking about you. This is too generous, Auberon. I love these. And I think she likes Golden Seal too, so he would give her some of that. And she doesn't like it quite as much, I think he would probably give her another Valerian as well. And let's chat as well. Thanks for being so nice to me, Auberon. You're the first cat that's ever asked me out, you know. Oh, I hope we stay together for a very long time. That's so sweet. Honestly, I don't think she realizes how much her kindness has impacted him because he was a very cranky cat at first. He didn't like anyone. He was kind of just rude and blunt, and he didn't get along with anybody, pretty much. He just didn't like other cats, and because of that, most other cats were kind of gruff or even kind of rude back to him. He didn't really have any good friendships. And then you have sweet little Robin, who was just like, oh, hey, you're new here. I'm gonna be nice to you. And he was just so in shock by that because it was so different. And it's really started to shape his character and to change who he is. Did we manage to get the power paw up here? Let's wander off this way. Oop, I think he's not really a cat who's into the herbs, but I feel like he would start to get excited whenever he sees Valerian because he knows that Robin likes it. Oh, he's not normally a cat to run away, but I feel like he would scoot out of there pretty fast because that was Mystic, and he's still kind of uneasy of that, and I feel like he would grab this catnip and then kind of just scoot away. And oh look, here's more Valerian! Okay, I feel like he'd be really excited about that though, because he knows Robin likes it. And I think down here, let's see if we can catch this rabbit. He's gonna have to get used to eating a lot more rabbit, because that does seem to be kind of the signature prey of the Mountain Domain in many ways. Can we get it? We got it, good. Okay, nope, we can't get this other one probably. But we can come down here, because there is a rock with a power paw in it, and we want to start upping his health. We may seek some of those out, because he's up to 135, and of course, the more power paws we get, the better, because that will really help out for when it does come to the fighting. He's kind of taken a small break from the Forest Guardian quest in light of all of the things that have been going on for him personally, what with moving over here, and that's a big step for him, and now, of course, he and Robin are officially in a relationship, and it's been a lot of big things for him. But as soon as he settles in a little bit more, I think he will go back to continuing on his quest to bring the Forest Guardian back, because that... Oop, and let's see if we can eat anything. Let's eat a frog, and then we'll head back, and he'll probably come stash some of the stuff, or possibly sell some of it in his den here. But, oh, here's more of this marigold. And I think he would probably sell a lot of these herbs, except for the valerian, honestly, because he really doesn't know quite what to do with them. He does like the berries. He's developing a taste for berries, I think. Here's Leo. I think he knows Leo likes black hairs, and so he realized he has one and would bring it to him. Our domain faces many challenges lately, Auberon. You really know what I like. Thanks so much, Auberon. I feel like he'd kind of be like, don't worry, leader, I won't let you down, a little bit in the beginning here, because he's getting along, despite Leo being suspicious with him, he's getting along better with him than he ever did with Elisa, I think. He always seemed to feel like Elisa was pretty stern and, kind of cold, and you know, all the leaders to an extent are like that, but he and Elisa just didn't quite get along. But I think he would come and visit the shop with Delta, and he's going to sell some items. I think he would save a lavender to give to her, and he's probably, I think he'd sell the catnip, but he'll also sell one of the lavender maybe. And I don't really want to sell off the licorice because I think we may need that. There we go, and we'll start earning some income. And then let's also give her a thing of lavender because I bet she'd like that. And, oh yeah, she could probably use it for her dyes because she does have that nice purple color. Because she does dye her fur. And I think... Is there anything more we really want to do? I don't think there's too much more we can do around here, so maybe we'll just go hunting for a little bit. I feel like he'd bump into Pebble and say hi, maybe over here, and just say hello. Who's there? Oh, it's just you. Rain always puts in a bad mood. I don't like damp fur. I can understand that. It doesn't sound like fun. Let's give you a mouse to maybe cheer you up a little bit. Auberon has really, he's come to take delight in cheering the other cats up and in doing nice things for others, which is just so contrary to what he used to be like. But, you know, it's really because cats like Robin and Savannah have shown him kindness, and he realized how much of a difference it can make, even in his grumpy, I don't like anyone state. He really has realized the importance of kindness, and he started to become a much kinder cat himself. I think he would get headed off to bed here, though, because he just arrived. It's been a long couple of days, and I think he would try and settle in again and get some rest, and maybe in the morning he'll go visit Savannah. I feel like he will continue to visit her quite frequently. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.